everybody, Jennifer Roberts here, Podqueen, and I am going to talk about fasting again. In fact, I'm kind of hungry. Fasting makes me hungry. Not really, I'm just teasing you guys, just messing with you. So I'm going to talk about fasting, probably from a little more of a practical aspect. Last time I kind of hit the motivation behind why I fast, and kind of a little, we only biblically touched on it just very little. It wasn't like a Bible study. It was more of a, this is why I do it. And so today I just want to give a few practicals about how to fast. But before I do, I'd like to highlight some books. Now, I'm not getting money from these authors. This is not Podqueen as a sellout now. You're not going to see advertising all over. Although I'm open, okay? I'm open. If you want to send me money, you want me to show a Pepsi can, I'll do it, people. Whatever. Okay, so a couple books that I like. This is called The Rewards of Fasting. It's by Mike Bickle and Dana Candler. It's a good book, practical. You can even use it like a chapter a day on a fast and just kind of go slowly through it. It's an easy read, but it's a slow digest. You got to really kind of let it get into you. So you'll probably want to read it a couple times, but it can be your fasting friend, your little companion. Like it. John Piper, A Hunger for God. I love this book. So good on fasting. Very practical, inspiring, and it's just a different vantage point. I think as many books that you can get on fasting, the better. They're just all helpful. And then you'll find the golden thread written throughout all of them that you see, oh, this is really the theme of the Lord. And that's just helpful. You read different books by different authors and you see a theme come forth, and I think then you go, wow, this is what the Lord is highlighting. So these are two books I really like. I couldn't find my other books on my bookshelf, but those books are Celebration of Discipline by Richard Foster. It's timeless. It's a classic book. I used to read it in high school. That's a long time ago. There is one particular chapter in Richard Foster's book of Celebration of Discipline that was so helpful to me with regards to fasting. It talked about how you can get to a state of euphoria. I think it was like day 12, 13, 14, something like that. And before, when I had fasted and had gotten to that state, I became afraid. I was like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with me that I think I can live without food? And I started to think in my head, I'm a step away from an eating disorder. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? And I would immediately stop fasting because I was concerned that I was thinking that that was okay. And then after I read this chapter, when it describes physiologically what's happening with your body, it was like, oh, okay, it put perspective for me where I went, oh, well, this is normal then. It's not like I was engaging in an eating disorder. This was normal. And so books like that are really helpful because what you don't understand about fasting can freak you out. Like, for instance, the first 3 days, if you're going to go off caffeine and sugar and white flour, which would be a good idea, you will go through withdrawals. And you may go, oh my gosh, this is awful, what's wrong with me, I'm getting the flu, da-da-da-da, because sometimes your body can actually ache, you can feel like fever-like symptoms, you feel awful, and if you don't know how long that's going to go on, you'll quit, for sure. So when you find out, okay, this is 3 days, then day 2, you're like, okay, one more day of this and I'm going to begin to pull out. It's just helpful to have information about fasting so that you know how to work with your body. There are times where you need to take a nap. You can't continue doing life as you normally would because you're not taking in fuel for your body. Food is fuel, and if you're not fueling your body, you can't do what you normally would. You got to take a nap. You got to go slower. You need to lower your expectations about what you can physically do. So that's more with a total fast. Now, modification, you're still going to have to slow down a bit. And it's good to slow down. That's what this is about. This is a Selah moment, a pause, a take time, seek God, get rid of some of the extra stuff in your life so that you can carve out more space and more time, more capacity, more energy for the Lord. Does that make sense? So that's what fasting is about. And the more information you have, the more helpful it is. Now, here's something that's critical. Now, most of my life, I've done it wrong, okay? I know how to break a fast. I've read about it. Rarely have I done it properly. But I want to say, don't be like me. Don't be like the Podqueen here. Do what you know is smart to do. The last few times I fasted, I've broken it appropriately, and it made all the difference in the world. If you love the toilet, do whatever you want. If you love cramping, do whatever you want. But if you would like to maintain normal life, if you would like to, after a fast, not have to run to the toilet every 10 minutes, listen to me. Heed my words. Do it right. So, you need to slowly break a fast. You need to, if you've done a water fast, then you need to start introducing diluted juice for a couple days. And then do some soft vegetables for a couple days. You need to ease into it. Now, there's all kinds of information out there about how to break a fast. Bill Bright has, I think it's on Campus Crusade website, or just Google Bill Bright, okay? We all know how to Google, about how to break a fast. He breaks it down really well. And so follow that information. Here's the other thing you don't want to do. Have a huge gorge fast before you fast. I get that. I get it. Your mind is going, are you kidding me? You're not going to feed me tomorrow, and you don't expect me to not eat pizza and hot fudge sundaes tonight? Yes, lasso your cravings, lasso your desires, because it will make those first 3 to 5 days that much harder if you eat like a retard the few days before. Sorry if anyone has a child who is mentally handicapped. That was not meant to diss on them. I'm thinking in the term of the cultural sense, moron, goofy person, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so you need to get some information, learn how to fast appropriately, and then give yourself to it. Now, there are times when, I've told you this before, where I'll just go off something. You know, especially if you have young children, it's really, it's difficult to do this. You're changing diapers, you're doing laundry, you're carrying laundry baskets, or, you know, you're working and moving around, and then you come home and do all that on top of it as a working mom. It's hard. So I would suggest start with something smaller than a water fast, of course. But, you know, start with pulling out sugar. That's a big one. That's maybe my biggest one. Well, coffee is hard too. Coffee is kind of my best friend. And so when I go off coffee, I feel like I just broke up with someone. And I miss it. I think about it all day. I think about my favorite cup. I think about where I was sitting the last time we were drinking together. I mean, it is like, whoa, I have an addiction, friends. So it's good to pull the plug on some of those things, some of those props, if you will. And you don't be surprised with what is left in your heart, okay? So if I take out sugar and I take out coffee, I'm a little grumpy. I'm a little edgy. I'm a little snappy. It won't be like that for the whole time, but just be aware that there's going to be an emotional impact. When you try to lasso your flesh, the war begins. There is a war to control our flesh. It's the war of the ages. And so you try to become the master of that, and there's going to be a little resistance. And I remember, you know, I'm fasting, and I'm saying to myself, gosh, it's so boring. What a boring day. And you get all mad. Like, I'm so mad I can't have coffee. I just want a piece of chocolate already. And so it's easy to kind of keep going in that direction of grumpy complaining before the Lord, which is valid. At least include him in the process. Don't shut him out. But know it's unto something else. Know that even your weak attempt at lassoing your flesh is beautiful to the Lord. And, you know, you have to think about the fact that food is a big, huge issue, because the children of Israel were willing to go back into slavery for leeks and garlic. You have to know, there may be something here bigger underneath the surface than I've even thought about. You try to give up some of those things, some of those legitimate pleasures, and you find out wow, they're really a big deal in my life. Maybe they are a little more in charge of me than I am of them. And so that's what fasting does. It gets you close to the core of what you believe, what you want to be like, who you want to be, and then you get rid of some of the junk, you're cleaning out the closet, and then you're making more room for the Lord. That's what it's about. Getting rid of some of the extra stuff so that Jesus can have some more defined space in your inner man. And then instead of thinking about, what am I going to make for lunch? You're thinking about, Jesus, teach me how to feast on your character. Teach me how to commune with you. Your stomach growls. I mean, I had to make food for my kids. My stomach's growling. I began to turn that into a prayer. God, I hunger for you more than I hunger for food. And I began to take those moments and turn them into prayers, and it helped me. Instead of this, I hate this, it's awful, because you do feel that way. But you take those things by the throat, and you say, no, Jesus, come, inhabit this part of my life. Come and have more of me. I give myself to you. And fasting becomes a way of wisdom to encounter the Lord. It just makes sense. So that's what the Podqueen thinks. Do it slowly, do it smart, do it with information. Don't be a nutcase that decides they're going to do a 40-day fast. That's not how we roll, people. You ease into these things slowly, okay? Got it? Feel it? Do it.